Hi, my name is Peter Hartman, and you're watching the Appreciationist, the pre-show. Right now, I'm in the middle of inviting everybody who wants to participate with the show by sending them this link. So just give me this one moment. Send invite, yes. Okay. So if you are interested in participating with us live, you would have followed the instructions inside the description. Otherwise, you can just head over to meetup.com/TLOAMTL. That's TLOA as in the law of attraction, MTL as in Montreal. And that will bring you to our meetup page. And on our meetup page, this event number 73, you can click on the link right there to participate right inside the show. I hope I did that right. Let me just check this out. Is everything okay here? I believe so. If you just want to watch the show, you can go to theappreciationist.com. You can see the link right over there. Just go to appreciationist.com and click on live show, and the show will be right there. At 7 p.m. right now, we didn't have much of a pre-show, but we're going to be starting very soon as we get some friends in the room, if we get some friends in the room. Close some windows here. It's a little busy. Okay. I never wanna feel Okay, so everybody who wanted to participate with the show would have received an invitation right now. Mixing that one more time just in case anybody's having trouble. It's not working now, is it? Weird. Hi there. How are you?
Good. It's my first time here.
I know. Let me get ready for it. You're joining us on the show.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was about time, yeah.
Well, we're just going to wait a couple of minutes. I think Sam is joining us, and someone else might be joining us. So we'll just, if you see me looking around, I'm just getting myself set up here.
Yeah, I know the drill.
That's right, same thing.
Yeah. How are you doing?
I'm good, busy but good.
Okay.
J'ai la joie de vivre.
Cool.
So I think I'm a little slow here today. Test one. Okay, let's see. Okay, Sam's in the room, so she's getting herself ready. We'll make sure that everything that can be closed is closed. Okay, so that's closed. Okay, 7:03. We're gonna wait a minute, and then we're gonna get started. Today we're talking about being born again.
Yeah, I'm curious. What is it about?
I'll let you guys know in a quick second. It's actually going to be, I think it's going to be the topic of our next event. Often,
okay. Cool.
Yeah, often the topics of our events, they're previewed here first to see if there's much interest, and then we do the real show. So I'll just wait until I think Sam is going to be here, maybe Claudia.
Yeah, I saw a bunch of people.
Yeah. Some will just be viewers, others will. I think it's.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. So, hello.
Just go to your settings and choose the right camera.
Where?
The top. Oh my goodness, I have something on my hand. At the top of the screen,
Yeah.
you should see a right next to the hang up button. There's a gear,
Okay.
circular gear, and you click on that. You can select your webcam, and you should be able to change your webcam to the appropriate.
There we go. Hello.
Hey, hi Sam.
I'm not going to be here the whole show, but I wanted to come on for a moment of appreciation.
No, sure you will be on for the whole show.
No, I'm very hungry.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm hungry and a little tired.
Well, our show is going to be a quick show today. We're not going to be on here for long. We got wedding preparations to do. My brother's getting married this Saturday.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah, so gonna get to work. But we're just gonna do a little teaser for the born again subject. See where we go. We'll be starting in 30 seconds, I guess. We'll volunteer for moment of appreciation. Sam's here for that, and then we will move on to the good stuff. You're not gonna stay for the joke, Sam?
Is it really good?
So good.
Right.
So good. You have no idea.
Oh, my face looks red, huh?
No, not to us.
Got some sun today. Doesn't look like I'm wearing a shirt, but I am. Yes, we're on air. We're on air. I know. See how I'm getting more comfortable, huh? This is your first time, eh, Melis?
Yes, it is, yeah.
Do you feel shy at all?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah, but I saw the few episodes, so I know what's happening. I'm not anxious about this. Just about what I would have to tell to talk about. That's all.
That's right, huh? Yeah, moment of appreciation. Well, that's obvious. That's okay, so we're going to be starting. I know Val can be with us here today, but she's here with us in spirit. It sounds like she's gone. No, she's. I'm sure she's watching or something. But we're going to have some fun here. Okay, let's get the show started because it's going to be a short one here today. Okay, let's get it started. Here we go. But you're watching The Appreciationist. My name is Peter Hartman. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. Today we're going to be talking about born again. Born again. If you're familiar with the whole Christian thing, that born again might be ringing some bells. Otherwise, the words are self-explanatory. We're going to see where we get to later on in the show. But before we tackle this important topic, I'm going to say hello to our guests in the room. Hi, Melis. Thank you for being here.
Hi, guys.
Producer Sam, thank you very much for taking the time. I know Sam has to pop out. This is going to be a short show, so let's get started. The most important thing we do during the show is called a moment of appreciation. That's when we look back at the past 7 days and we pick out something that we appreciate. It could be something that was good that happened that we appreciate. It could be something that wasn't so great but that we see value in now. Sometimes you need a little more time to see value in something that wasn't so great, so maybe you don't have something here today, but we're going to see what we have. I think Sam came here for a moment of appreciation. You feel like volunteering, or do you want me to go first?
You or Melis can go first.
Okay, well, I'll go first, and then Melis can go second, and then Sam will go third. So my moment of appreciation was our event this past weekend, Beloved. It was a huge success. Great turnout, great energy, great speakers. It was fantastic, and I'm still buzzing from it. I usually have to wait a while before I can watch footage, video of what's happened, just because I need to be a little removed from it. But I watched it right away, and I looked at the pictures right away because it was so good. So it was a great event. Sam did great. Really loved having everybody there. So that's my moment of appreciation.
Well, I'm going to follow that because it's the same. Unless Maylise is the same, but I doubt it. So, yeah, my moment of appreciation is definitely the event. My goodness, it was wonderful. There were so many people. It went so smoothly, and I gave my first talk. So I was extremely nervous leading up to it, but I kept talking to myself. I kept saying that I could do a good job, and I did it. So I just wanted to share like how happy I was. I feel so relieved now that it's over, but I know there's going to be another one, you know. Yeah, that's my moment of appreciation, and I really wanted to like thank Peter for helping me prepare, helping me get ready for it, you know, calming me down, speaking to me, reminding me, you know, that it's going to go well, because I was going a little wild in my mind, but then I really took control of it, and I was able to get to a place where I felt pretty confident when I was on that stage. I felt pretty good, and I was able to breathe and take my time and look at the audience. Like, I felt it was so nice, and Maylise was in the audience, and all sorts of other people from the meetup group that I know and I love and I appreciate, and so it just felt like so nice to be there, and I felt like supported by everybody, you know? Like, coming up to the event, I was talking about it a lot because I was nervous, but I was also very excited and proud of myself that I like made the decision to give my first 10-minute talk, and so it was nice like having everybody there, knowing that they were supporting my first time, and I mean, God, the event was great. Like, yeah, it's one of our best ones, eh, Peter?
Definitely one of our best ones. I mean, maybe half can compete with that, but it's great. Matt, Sherry, great Matt, Sherry, laughing.
You're cutting out a little bit. You're cutting out a little bit when you're talking.
Yeah. Want to just mute your mic, Sam? We'll do a little test. Testing 1, 2, 3. Can I hear my voice echo? No. So there might be a connection issue there, but yeah, the event was actually very, very cool. We got to sit down. You know, after an event, you know, after you do a talk or something like that, you sit down and you sort of like stew, and you're like, oh, I could have done so much better, and I could have done this, and I could have done that. And it can really eat at you, even if it's just for a little bit. But this time we left and we just had high fives all around. So it was a great, great feeling event. We got to talk about stuff that we don't really talk about. I mean, I can't wait for people to see the footage of this because, I mean, I can't even say what we said because it's a little risque. And so it was fun to tackle those topics. And I'm kind of inspired to talk about our topic here today because for the same reason. So good job, Sam. Great job.
Yep. That was my moment of appreciation.
Amazing job, actually. It was nice.
How about you, Miley? Do you have a moment of appreciation for us?
Well, go with my moment of appreciation. Yeah. Well, it's gonna be really easy. This is my moment of appreciation is just this morning and yesterday morning when I wake up and I prepare for my job day, and I'm kind of tired, I don't want to go, demotivated, but when I go out and I see the sun, it's kind of the moment where I really look at the sun, look at the nature, look at the trees, and I feel this warmth and energy, and I feel like really, well, I appreciate this moment in my day, and it turns that my whole day is pretty good afterwards. So even though I was going in a bad mood, I looked at the nature, the sun, and the light, and I was like going for a really good day after that. So that's it.
Excellent. I really like that. Appreciating your environment, appreciating nature. I mean, we're lucky here in Montreal. I think we have more trees per square foot than any other major city in Canada, and so we have trees down. Even downtown, we'll have trees. We have trees everywhere. We have look at. So it's really good to have nature. And I know anytime that I need to rebalance my mind, refocus myself, I look up at the sky. If I look up at the sky, it puts everything into perspective. You know, I remember how small I am. I remember the value of being insignificant, which sounds a little strange, but you know, none of our problems really matter that much in the grand scheme of things. And looking up at the sky is a really good reminder. I like that moment of appreciation. I think it's very cool. I think it's one that Sam resonates with.
Thanks.
Yeah, as you were talking, I was like, oh, that sounds like one of mine for sure. Just the simplicity of just being in the moment and looking at nature. Yeah, it's so nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're halfway through, guys. I know Sam has to pop out. I just want to do the joke of the week. You guys ready for that?
I'll stay for the joke. I'll stay for the joke.
Okay. It's an amazing joke, man. It's actually an okay joke, but anyway. So we had water and audacious left over. Water and audacious. We had thrive, storm, yeah, audacious. So which word would you guys like to choose?
It's too bright. Okay. Water and audacious?
Audacious, yeah.
I will go for.
Did you choose something?
No, not yet.
I didn't hear what she said. Audacious.
I said audacious, yeah.
Oh, okay, me too.
Oh, cool, awesome. So we're gonna pick water because that's the one that I want.
Can you say the definition of audacious, please?
Audacious is daring. It's a daring, so it's daring. Excellent, perfect. So here's the joke. 3 dreams of a man: to be as handsome as his mother thinks, to be as rich as his child believes, and to have as many women as his wife suspects.
Oh, okay, I lost.
A little late on the draw there, Sam. A little late.
I was lost. I thought there was something else. I tuned out. I'm sorry.
I was waiting for something else.
Yeah, we were waiting for something. Yeah.
Well,
all right.
Some of the jokes are hit or miss. It's your fault. You chose audacious. I mean, the water joke was hilarious, so it's really your fault.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm kidding. Some of them are hit or miss. The girls have a lot of fun doing it. I know Sam has to pop out, so thank you very much for taking the time.
Bye, guys. Enjoy.
Bye. Bye, fam. Bon appétit.
So in our segment, what a great idea, this segment now. But what I do is I point you towards an idea, a website, a person, an app, a service that is worth your attention, because whatever we give our attention to will become a greater part of our experience. So why not give our attention to great ideas? This week's What a Great Idea is a website called Second-Life, second-life.ca. And this is a website, it's in Montreal, that wants to give second life to fruits and vegetables that, well, I don't know if it's actually fruits, but definitely vegetables that people would throw away, you know, giving second life to vegetable. Something like in grocery stores where people buy their food, people waste about 20% of their food, the fruits and vegetables. They just throw them away. And that doesn't even count the 20 to 40% that the grocery store throws away and the 40% that the pickers throw away. And so Second Life wants to give life to these vegetables and give them to us. And go and check it out. Hey, Alex.
I couldn't get in until I found your link on Meetup.
Oh, no worries, no worries. If you're having any trouble participating with the show with us, you can go to our Meetup page, go to the event. This is number 73, episode number 73, and you click on the link there, and it'll pop you into the show. Alex, before we move on, do you have a moment of appreciation you want to share?
I do.
Please.
Right before this, I went to check out the place I'm moving into, and I was like, this is like the first place ever. That's just fucking awesome. And I'm not like, oh, you know, this is okay, but it could be bigger. Or like, oh, but it's not in the right location. This is just like, this is fucking fantastic.
Oh, yeah?
There you go.
Cool.
Excellent. Well, I really like that, and I can't wait till you throw your first party or housewarming. We can go over there and enjoy it. Really, really cool. I was just telling people about Second Life, the second-life.ca, that gives life to vegetables. You should go check it out. It's something that I never really knew was a problem, and now that I know, I can kind of see it everywhere. You know, I go to the grocery store, to IGA, and I see that section of 30% off vegetables, and I used to think, that's just garbage. Turns out, not garbage. Perfect. So today's show, we're talking about being born again. Now, I am borrowing this idea from Christianity. Okay, so I grew up in a Christian fundamentalist church, and we believed in being born again. Being born again is symbolized through the act of baptism. Okay, so the act of baptism is, metaphorically speaking, or figuratively speaking, no, That's not the right word. That ritual is meant to emulate being buried with Christ. Okay, so you're buried with Christ, and then you rise again, fresh and clean, and you're brand new. Now, of course, going into the water and being baptized doesn't actually make you different, unless you're Christian and you believe these things. But what it does do is it gives you permission to say goodbye to everything that you were. Okay, it gives you permission to let go of the grudges, to let go of the things that you did wrong, the trespasses that you committed. It gives you permission to let it all go and to start fresh and start new. And the reason I love this topic, and the reason I might be using it for, I'm probably going to be using it for our next event, is because I want people to start again. I want people to make a firm decision that today I am going to start again. And I think a ritual might really help with that. So what do you guys think about this idea of saying goodbye to your past and really starting again from brand new? Do you think that is possible? That's something that's only within the religious world, or is that something that we could do? Anyone?
You want to go first, Alex?
Okay, I can go. So I guess I think it can be important. I mean, there's a lot of stages in life where people start over. There's like when people move out from their parents' home, when they eventually come out of school and start working. I'm going to save mine if I get to do a talk at your event. I'm not going to spoil what my main moment of born again is, but a lot of people know it, that I've talked to more deeply. But I mean, I guess like moving to Montreal was my biggest born again experience, where I could cast off everything I wanted to. Nothing from before stayed behind. No one really has to know who I am or who I used to be, and it's not like I was a murderer, but what was I?
I completely get that. The way I changed was that I'll tell you guys this in a second, but I really love that moving to a new place. That can definitely be I mean, that's not a ritual, but it definitely is symbolic, right? More than symbolic, it's actually moving from your environment. But Elise, what do you think about this idea of being born again, about saying goodbye to the old self? Do you think that's something that's possible? It's only something that is a religious idea?
I think this, whatever you believe in, it's possible actually. So I think if you believe that you can like let go away of everything by this kind of rituals and it helps you moving forward, it could be helpful. For me, what it means more is not really being born again, but accepting what happened as it was, the good and bad, and just don't feel any emotion, well, connected emotionally to these events, and then being able to move on. That's what you're referring to is telling me. So I think it's possible, and it can be really healthy if you really need to let go of some things. Yeah.
You know, I really like what you're saying, and certainly this word about it being healthy, I think it's very good. Growing up in church, we had this ritual every week, the first week of every month, we had to fast for 3 days, meaning we had to not eat for 24 hours. We can drink water, but you couldn't eat anything, and we had to do it for 3 days. That could be 3 days consecutively or 3 days intermittently. And there was something about allowing your body the rest and repose from just like letting it clear itself out, letting it purge itself out without putting anything new in. That kind of reminds me about this idea that you, and it sparked in my mind when you said the word healthy. It's kind of healthy to give yourself a loss every now and then, a refreshing. And it's something that I don't know what ritual I can have people do that would symbolize them casting away their old self. But I think this idea of acceptance is closer to the truth, right? Because when we're dying to our old self in church, what we're accepting is that we are not that we are giving up our control to God, that we are giving up ourselves to a higher force, to a higher power, and that we're accepting that whatever has happened, whatever is happening, whatever will happen, is all for the will of God. So we accept all the goods and the bads as purposeful, as meaningful, and maybe acceptance is the biggest thing here. What do you think about that, Alex? Do you think being born again is kind of, is it more about forgetting the past, or is it about accepting the past?
I definitely think it's about accepting, because if you try to forget, you're trying to suppress, you're trying to resist, and I mean, maybe you can hypnotize it away or somehow get into having some amnesia or something, but any regular process, it'll always keep coming back up. And yeah, like for a long time, I let it define me more, like being overweight and starting a lot of stuff later in life. But then it was like accepting it, like, yeah, that happened, and I wouldn't be who I am today if it didn't. Makes a lot more sense than just like, oh, that never happened. I'm who I am now because I forgot and pushed away all that stuff. Like, that's not the right way for me.
I really like that.
I
So
agree.
I'm just going to say two things here. So, well, three things. One, I said goodbye. The way I changed, the way I was born again, is that I became a narcissist. Okay, like on purpose, which is weird because I was very. I like being invisible. Right? If I had to choose flying or invisibility, I would choose invisibility. Not only because flying is stupid, but because invisibility. I'm just joking. But invisibility lets me go unseen. I like being unseen. I like being unknown. I actually don't feel the need to feel for people to know who I really am and things like that. And I had to cultivate this attitude of being a narcissist for kind of what I wanted to do, so that I just swung myself the other way. And if I look at the way I behave today, it's unrecognizable from how I used to act in the past. I mean, yes, there are some threads that are common to my personality, but I never was one to seek out attention. So that was for me a conscious effort to say goodbye to this old personality, this old persona, this old mask, and putting on a new one. There's something else I want to talk about. I have a notoriously bad memory for past events, okay, from my childhood and all these things. And part of me believes it's because I don't actually spend much time thinking about the past, okay? So when I was younger, people used to take pictures all the time, and they would go through their pictures, and they would tell stories and recount their stories, but I never really did that. I talked about what was happening now and what was going to happen. And what I feel is happening is that what people count as memory, as them remembering old circumstances, what they're really remembering is every time they've repeated it, it's reaffirmed that memory. It's made that memory more concrete. And because I don't do that, I don't remember it. So I don't remember my grudges. Like, I can't hold a grudge for the life of me. Like, it takes a lot of effort for me to remember a grudge. And it's because I don't dwell on it. So I wanted to ask you guys this, or to mention this and get your opinion of it. To me, I get it. You can't forget your past. You can't just put your head in the sand. And maybe you're not like me. You don't want to cultivate a faulty memory. But to me, being born again is more about a commitment to a new focus. It's a commitment to a new thinking, a new way of thinking. So that if in the past, in church, in the past, you doubted God, well, when you got baptized, now you no longer doubt anymore. And anytime doubt pops into your head, you have this commitment to refocus your mind. And so I want to convince people that they can, starting today, starting tomorrow, starting whenever they want to, firmly decide in their mind that they're no longer going to be thinking in the old way, that they're always going to be pursuing the thinking thoughts that are constructive to them. Do you think that's something that people can do? Do you think that people can actually tell themselves, okay, I will no longer think this way? Or do you guys believe that it's more of a gradual process, that it has to be a gradual process?
Well, I can answer first if you want.
Sure, yeah.
I think it could be. I think you need a strong willpower, and you need to be really firm on your decision that it's possible to change completely your point of view and your perception. But it takes, you have to know this is not magical, like you're not going to pop up and be a different person. You all have to work on it. You're going to have to put effort on it. You're going to have to remember why you do it. And it's the consistency of what you're doing every day, of reshaping your thoughts, that's going to maintain this like this new perception. So it depends if you really focus on changing your point of view, or if you're going gradually. The both can happen, I think.
Okay. I like that. So it depends on the firmness of your willpower, the firmness of your determination. I like that. Alex, do you think it's that all change is gradual, or can you have a rapid change? Can you shift immediately?
So I definitely agree with both too, and not to cop out, but like part of my change was like last year I was afraid of like losing my job. I had all these bills, etc. And like depression and stuff was building up, and like the moment that I walked into a room and was like laid off, there was like heavy immediate change that was sort of spiritual and profound in a sense. Whole story if I do get to give a talk at your next event. But anyway, I think in a regular day-to-day kind of thing.
You will be able to, just so you know.
Okay.
As long as we have that subject, you will be able to.
So I think it typically is more gradual, and you can focus on like, I don't want to pick out on donuts anymore when there's like free donuts around the office all the time, and you continue to walk by the donuts and you're like, yeah, this doesn't affect me, and overall you'll change and you'll get to a point where like really it doesn't affect you. And I think practicing that on a daily basis with like easy things like, I'm not going to open Facebook as much, you'll get to a point where your brain is just more able to make decisions quickly. And I think it can be a habit to make decisions. And by making a lot of little decisions, it'll be easier to make a big decision happen right away instead of having that one go through a long, gradual process too.
That makes sense. So as you're building up the habit of making decisions, once you have that habit firmly in hand, and it's a tool in your tool belt that you know how to use, then when it comes to something more dramatic, you can actually make a dramatic change because you've practiced making decisions. It's like building a birdhouse, then building a doghouse, and then building a shelter. And then if you have to build a home, well, now you can do it because you have all this experience built up. So I guess what I'm coming to is change is gradual unless you have a strong experience. Like, unless you have an experience that really shocks you, right? So someone told me that they were diagnosed with cancer or something like that, and they dramatically changed. They changed right away because they had to. Sometimes moving from one city to another, from one country to another, it's a dramatic enough change that you don't have the people around you anymore. You have to start behaving differently. And so all change is gradual unless you prepare yourself for it, or you need a dramatic experience in order to sort of snap you into a new state of being. So, well, I know this is a topic that's near and dear to my heart. We're going to be talking about it more and more. Hopefully at the event, I'm hoping that at the event or soon thereafter, I can give people a dramatic experience that will change their lives. That's what I want. I want a dramatic experience, and I don't know what that's going to be. Actually, I do know what it's going to be. I'll tell you guys when it's just between us three. So right now, I don't know what's going to come afterwards. I might do something more dramatic in real life, in person. But I wanted to lead people through a thought experiment, a thought experience that I brought myself through, which was experiencing the moment of my death. I experienced the moment of my death in my mind so vividly, and it put into perspective who I wanted to be. And it's when I was on my deathbed in my mind that I realized what was important. And then I realized that there was no amount of achievement that would ever satisfy me. And that the things that I think most people think about on their deathbed are not how much work they got done, but who they spent their time with and how caring they were and how much they loved. And so I wanted to bring people through a slow meditation in their mind, a thought experiment in their mind, where they experience the vividness of their death, and that they came to some type of resolution, what really mattered. And then right after that, the key is to take action on this epiphany, to go out and call your mother, to call your friend, to apologize for this, or let people off the hook for that, to let go of the grudges, to really do a house cleaning for whatever it is that comes to mind. So maybe that's what's going to be happening. Look, this is a short show today. I know I got to go get ready, but I really appreciate you guys coming out. Alex, really good to see you again. Really, it's wonderful to have you here for the first time. I hope it was a decent enough show.
Yeah, I'm happy.
Of course, more people, more conversation. Less people, less conversation. But I really loved hearing everything that you guys had to say. Before I let you guys go, I have to ask you guys a question. This is a segment called "What's for Dinner?" And in the segment "What's for Dinner?" you can just let me know, what did you eat in the last 7 days, maybe even today, that you enjoyed.
Yeah, I have one. Okay. I have a friend who's Japanese, and she told me how to do a recipe, Japanese recipe, really simple. So I've done that like last week on my place. I was trying to remember all the process. So I just ate noodles with a little fish soup. It was so tasty, so good, and so simple, and so fresh for the summer. I really, yeah, it was my favorite supper.
Oh, that sounds cool. What about you, Alex? Anything good?
Well, I ended my like 9 weeks of more conscious dieting on Monday, yeah. So I picked out on everything, and then the next day my weight was even lower, and I was like, screw you, scale, I'm amazing. And it was just, I had all my favorite things from around here. I guess the one thing I can point out, there's this little Italian place nearby. They have it's run by some Italian folks. I had this calzone that had like prosciutto, cheese, sautéed onions. It was delicious. It was very Italian. That's all I can say.
Well, that sounds delicious. I've been on a weird kick. I don't know what got into me, but I've been craving these, and I got them. Chocolate covered almonds.
Those are okay.
Oh, cool.
And when I say a kick, I mean
you're an addict.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening. But just something about the crunch and the chocolate. Anyway, that's what I've been eating. Not exactly dinner, but not exactly not dinner at the same time, if you know what I mean. Anyway, you guys are awesome. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. Have a nice time.
It was a pleasure. You too. Bye.
So what is coming up for us? I forgot to mention. Okay, so I'm just going to let you guys know what's coming up on the calendar. Oh, I just want to let you guys know, I was actually invited to speak at, invited to MC and perform comedy at a Quebec Animal Rescue fundraiser. So you're going to be seeing that on our page soon. This is for guardiansbest.com. Guardiansbest.com. Let you guys know what's coming up on our calendar. So real quick, how to inspire people. It's our leadership training. It's going to be on Monday, September 28th. It's $10. It's free for premium subscribers. So if you're a premium subscriber, you want to come to that. It's $10. Okay, it looks like we might be full, but the RSVP, and if anybody drops out, you'll have a chance to come in there. Then we also have a meetup on the Thursday, October 1st, and that is called Self-Confidence. It's a community discussion, and that may be full, but come check it out. We have a newcomers event on that Friday, the 2nd, October 2nd, so please check that out. And Sam, she has, let me just see real quick here, she has Stress Relief. It's a group life coaching. It's going to be on September 29th, and it's almost full, but you can go check that out. That's $10. Look, thank you very much for your time. We're going to talk more about Born Again. We're going to have we have an event every month, and we're definitely going to be talking about that. Our last mingle, I should have mentioned, is a moment of appreciation. Our mingle was amazing, but maybe I'll save that again for next week. You guys, wonderful. Please tune in next week for another exciting episode of The Appreciationist. Thank you. Take care.